Hello, good people. Thank you guys for tuning in to Heavenly Sent People. And as you guys know, I have a not for profit organization where I expose youth to different beyond their wildest imagination. And I take pride in that because the horse. I love horses, and I had the opportunity to buy a horse and take kids to the barn and teach them that. So therapeutic. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. So, as you guys know, we bring people on that are doing wonderful things in the community, wonderful things with the youth, and youth that are doing whatever it is that they may be doing that they want to share. Pretty much change the narrative because in the news they talk about the youth are bad and this is happening. And so I search high and low to find youth that I think you guys should know and adults that are doing great things in the neighborhood. So without further ado, I have two guests, and I'm going to let them talk about what they're doing in their community. And you guys are in for a treat. The young lady on the end, can't wait till you guys hear her story because she told me she's famous. And I want to let you guys hear why she's famous. And so this is her father, Fran. I thank them for taking time at their busy schedule to bring them on. I thank Officer King for connecting me with them. So I'm going to let Fran introduce himself and tell him who he is and what he's doing in the community. So, Fran, it's yours.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for all the stuff that you help us with in the community. My name is Francisco Rodriguez. I am a playground supervisor at Kelly Park. I work for the Chicago Park District. Been working for 10 years. Love it. I grew up in the Park District, and as I finished college, I wanted to do something similar that my brother did, and that was giving back. Our family constantly give back to the community. And so I kind of wanted to follow that same tradition, always giving back, helping out others. So I was fortunate enough to give back. I was fortunate enough to get hired with the Park District and start these beautiful resources that I worked with Officer King and Cynthia at the community level. So what we do is we'll bring any kind of basketball, volleyball, floor hockey, any kind of sports. Then we would partner up with yourself or partner up with the Chicago Police and the community policing and expand our resources even bigger. How we do that is we'll even go to a dinner, we'll go to your horse riding events, which was very phenomenal. I love that. Even my daughter here, she exactly.
Yeah.
But the what I love the most is expanding our horizon. You know, our community, our city is based on diversity, and that's what I love the most. Exposing our kids to different ethnicity, different communities, different sports. I think you were at the meeting at one point where we were trying to think outside a box versus trying to go into basketball or ice hockey or baseball. So we all agreed golf. And sure enough, everyone loved golf. We found out how enjoyable and how much you get paid. So at my level, my job is to bring tons of resources, give back to the community. I love what I do. I fell in love with what the community policing has done. We've seen negative press. They don't get enough they don't even have a chance to even see the other side. Growing up, all I knew was community policing and the Chicago Park District. You go to the Park District to learn your skills, and then in the summer or in the fall, the community policing will share some information, whether it's jobs, school events, or even sponsor any kind of events, whether it's arts and crafts, spelling bee, or any kind of sporting event. That's the side that people don't see what the community policing does. They're pretty much, how can I say it, a one-stop shop. When you have a question about the city of Chicago, they're there. They really are. You need help how to get home because you're lost. They will show you how to get there. So I respect them a lot, and at the Chicago Park District level, we are very, very honored to have them with
Wow.
us because without them, we wouldn't be able to expand our resources. We all know at the municipal level, government level, we all have different budgets. But when you combine your budget with other agencies, you can easily expand
Reach
to a
the
whole,
mass.
yeah, you can reach everyone.
Yep.
And you know how big our district, our ninth district is so big that you cover a lot of parks. And we're so wonderful, that we actually enjoy it to have a partner like yourself and the ninth district.
So that baseball game we had, that was over at Friends Park. Can you give us the address to your park, friend?
Yes, so Kelly Park is located 2725 West 41st Street. We do a lot of things with the police. We'll do dodgeball, we'll do football, we'll do softball,
awesome.
basketball. We host a yearly basketball tournament at my park. Inside Kelly High School, we shared the two gyms with them. We have a wonderful partnership with the high school.
Awesome.
Thanks to the administrative inside the high school, they make it work that we can get in, we can bring the youth, we can bring
That's
the
awesome.
teens, and vice versa. They use our facilities so their kids
That's awesome.
and their students are able to use our resources. When I first got to Kelly Park, I reached out to Officer King. We first met at McGuane when I was at McGuane, and I asked her, hey, I have about 15 high school kids that can take you guys on in softball. You ready? Yes or no? So
Yes or no.
she put on that siren so fast that everybody came out. So, but we had a wonderful time. She went above and beyond. Her coworkers, her sergeants, they did a barbecue. We weren't even expecting it. We were just expecting a little bit of softball game and trash talk. But it's wonderful. These are the kind of stuff that we love to do. We've also taken our teens to a very, very, I would say, a very wonderful dinner in downtown.
Wow.
An event that you had every district of policing there. You had very important people, newscasts from every channel were there. And it's wonderful for exposures
Totally.
for our kids to do and see because we know that in our city, not many children or not many youth or not many high school kids have an opportunity to get out of the box
That's true.
or actually experience stuff. So what we do is we help them explore other possibilities. I also offer them an internship with the Chicago Park District
wow.
where they're getting a stipend from winter, spring, and the summer. So it's a 4-year. It's a 4-year
That's
commitment.
awesome.
I make sure it's a 4-year commitment, and then after the 4-year, it's pretty much you can write your own ticket that you will be hired from the park district, due to the fact that you learned all the skills that you had to learn in the 4 years. So they will actually look at what you've done in the 4 years. Did you participate in the internship? And you more likely will be that higher candidate that someone else will come in from the outside.
And the kids learn accountability because I've realized, even with some of the kids, a lot of them are so uninterested in just anything. And so not until you expose them or give them something different, like you mentioned earlier with golf, you'd be surprised at how many kids enjoyed golf, but because someone took the time out to reach them and expose them to it. And so, I always say it's hard for a kid to think outside the box if they've never been outside the box. And that's why I pride myself on exposing kids to any and everything that I could think of outside of of their four walls or their communities, because at that point you can really see the potential of a kid. And so a lot of times, kids are tense and they're timid and nervous and no hope because of, where they live, the community or even home. So even taking the kids to the barn, I see some of the kids, they it's like a different kid, because I think because now they're seeing something they never saw before, excuse me, and it's a different environment. they can look around and see that it's not people hanging on a corner, and they don't have to worry about gunshots and and things of that sort. And so I'm so strong on just that.
No, you hit it right on the hit it right on the money there. We have a wonderful group. You can easily say we do. We have a
Totally.
wonderful group of kids that think outside the box and are not afraid of trying things. We had an etiquette class that you and Officer King had.
That's so cool.
We had pretty much a camping event. We've had a horse riding event. We've had sporting events. These are stuff that we put together, not only at the park district level, not only at the not-for-profit level, but the community policing as well. And you're right. It doesn't have to be kids hanging out. It's giving them other options.
Correct.
And as we keep striving, we're going to reach more kids.
Absolutely.
Our biggest problem is to be able to go to whoever's in charge. Hey, we need about 20 buses because we're going to fill them with just positive kids that want to make a change.
And that's the difference. I've learned too. I just made a post on Facebook earlier, and I mentioned that I want to work with kids that want to be a part, that see their potential. It's difficult when you have parents forcing kids to be a part of something because they're just looking for a babysitter, or you have kids that you think want to be a part, and then you look up and they're sitting around on their cell phone and so uninterested, because we as adults don't realize, or maybe we do, some don't, it takes away from the mass. So you got 10 kids that want to be there, and then you got these other 2 kids that are causing havoc and being disrespectful, and now you have to change the whole narrative. And so that's so key.
No, you're right. And I feel, because not only do I work at the park district, but I volunteer at my daughter's schools.
Oh, cool.
I help them with their sports program.
Awesome.
I help their gym teacher, their athletic director, who, this gentleman, him and I, his name is Jeff Crucial. We've had a great relationship.
That's awesome.
We bonded right away. The same time that I met Officer King, which was really, I guess
Perfect
God put me in position with Officer King and Coach Crucial when the time was right for me to utilize those resources. And when I got to Kelly, those were the 2 people I contacted.
Wow.
I guess he just made it happen. So I go and support whatever their school is doing, either during the church time or their sports time. But it's also figuring out when their parents are super consumed with other stuff. This is where I come in to support if they have any kind of interest. Because we all know the first thing the kids will do is pick up an iPad. Pick up the cell phone. And that's what I kind of been battling for the past 10 years.
Yes.
I have been winning my fights, but they're giving me good punches, but I still been winning.
Yes.
So
She's laughing.
So in their school, we have similar problem, but their parents just don't know where to go. I come in, I bring in the resources,
Wow.
I expose them, I explain to them, we might have to go to this park here, we might have to go to another park, and they will figure out a carpool for me.
I love it.
It's just been great. This person over here
Yeah.
gets upset with Officer King when sometimes it's age restriction. But Officer King says she's always invited,
Yes, you
no
are.
matter what the age.
Yes,
So
you
she
are.
came out a couple times for golfing. She loved it.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, you said you loved it.
No.
But I'm going to let her talk a little bit also, and then I'll wrap it up.
So tell us your name.
Hello guys. I am CL Ariette Rodriguez. And when we were doing cleaning, when it was Earth Day, I found a gun.
So she
And-
said Earth Day. So tell us what Earth Day is for those who don't know.
Earth Day is like when we clean when we clean like those chip things, and then you just like clean it.
Wait, so you clean inside a house and And somebody.
Outside.
Oh, okay.
Outside.
So she was outside cleaning. And what happened? Did you guys hear what she said?
So let me go back a little bit.
Okay.
When I was CL's age, in my community, in my school,
Yeah.
we follow a tradition on Earth Day,
Okay.
not Clean and Green, on Earth Day, that all my classmates, we come out and we will clean the street
Wow.
in favor of Mother Nature
Wow.
and to give back to Mother Nature for being beautiful to us.
Aw.
So we would make sure our own street, our
Love it.
own alleys are clean. And then we would sometimes meet once a month just to maintain it because we just didn't want everything to pile up on us the following year.
Wow.
So
I
we
like
kind
that.
of were a little, we kind of got ahead of ourselves. Like, you know what, let's just meet up every month.
I like that.
But we love that tradition. A lot of my friends and I, we met up on Saturday. We would clean a park. We would clean a street and an alley. And then this is the tradition that
Aw.
I passed on to my daughter. So Alderman Lopez invited us to come and do a clean and green in his ward. I brought volunteers from my soccer league, volunteers from other leagues that I've actually networked, and my daughters, CL and Karis. So our first stop, I'm not gonna name any streets.
Thank
Our
you.
first stop, my daughter is just cleaning around, and she found a gun, pretty much how far you and I were.
Wow.
That's how close. When she saw it, go ahead. You want to say it?
So when I found a gun, like in the chip things, I was cleaning an Earth Day. I was trying to clean, like swipe it like all away, and then I found a gun from nowhere. So my dad called the officers to find the gun, to like get the gun
Wow.
and put it right here, and to not touch it.
I got a question for you. So why didn't you pick it up?
I didn't pick it up because that's dangerous.
But you
Smart
forgot the
girl.
one thing.
Smart.
What?
You told me right away.
I told an adult person,
that.
I told it right away.
So you do know that there are cases where kids find guns in their house, and there's been numerous amount of kids that have been killed because they picked the gun up and they think it's a toy and it goes off and it kills them or their little sister. So I'm very happy to know that you didn't touch it up. I mean, I'm sorry, that you didn't pick it up.
My wife
Wow.
was very nervous.
Wow.
She's a deputy sheriff for the Cook County Corrections.
She's an officer.
Yeah, she's an officer. And 2 million things is running in her
I'm
mind.
sure.
Because she sees this going on, she processing, and first thing is like, oh my God, I did not teach her. I did not show her any
Wow.
of this. But I explained to her, before we got to the Earth Day event, I had to do a testimony to a confirmation
Wow.
for a group of kids who were getting confirmed. 7th and 8th graders were getting confirmed. That's how it usually is every single year in the Catholic school system.
Okay.
So I gave them my testimony, why it was important, how
Wow.
blessed they are, how congratulating them. And that's the testimony of where we knew God was with us,
Totally.
where my daughter CL was pretty much,
Without
She
being
saw-
schooled, she was smart enough to
Exactly.
know not to
Yes.
touch it. She just said herself that, it's dangerous.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So it'll be dangerous more if you found a gun in a house.
Okay.
But it's not good to pick up a gun if you see one.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's for adults too, because some adults, believe it or not, don't know that guns can go off, and there's adults that probably never even touched a gun. And so, you just helped a lot of people, and I appreciate you saying that. And even, how old are you?
Some kids don't know not to pick the gun up, but some kids do pick the gun up, and they don't know if there's like guts in there, like anything in the gun. They might
That's true.
shoot it. They might do anything. So that's why I'm telling you guys not to
Oh, thank you.
touch the gun.
How old are you?
6.
She's 6 years old, and she knew that that gun was not something that she could pick up.
It's
Because-
not to play with. It's not to to shoot it. It's not to do anything.
You know, it's a good thing that she brought that up because when I spoke to Officer King's husband, Barry, he pointed out that we have to make this known to everyone. We have to kind of like stretch it out. Yes, my daughter found it. That's beautiful, but we got to keep it going.
That's true.
We got to share this information
Absolutely.
because I didn't really know. You know, as a father, you don't think this. You know, you're just like, oh wow,
Exactly.
and you're in that situation like, oh, what do we do here? So I just want everyone to know that, you know, we have to be super, super careful. I mean, she found it. I don't know what could have happened. I'm just blessed that that guy was with us
Absolutely.
and was just with her. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I will say, thank you. But, just listen, because it's not good to touch a gun. Because you don't know if there's anything in the gun. Because if you touch it, if you play with it, it might be a toy gun, but you shouldn't. But it might be a toy gun, it might be a real gun. So you do not have to touch a gun.
Because you never know, right?
You never know if it's a real gun, if it's a fake gun, or it's a toy gun, but you never touch a gun if you don't know if it has, like, guts in there or, like, had anything in there. So you do not touch a gun without telling a parent.
So tell us about your news. Remember earlier you told me you was already famous. I told her, I said, well, you're going to be famous. She goes, I'm already famous. And I'm like, what? So,
We'll get on to that later.
Why are you famous?
Because people have been, like, a little bit awkward. And, the reason why I've been famous, because people were just happy that I told a parent, like, Christopher King was happy.
You were on TV.
I was on TV. I was really proud of myself. I was proud of myself.
Alderman
Aw.
Lopez was there to congratulate you. She calls them Alderman Pancakes. And the reason for that is because
I would have been thinking.
when she first met Alderman Lopez, we were at a breakfast restaurant, and the first thing both of them are ordering is pancakes. And so instead, when we were about to finish eating, Alderman Lopez would say, "Hey, you want to go $2? Won't you fold it and put it in your pocket? Your pancake." What does she do? She puts it in her pocket.
You
And
put
she was like,
pancakes in your
"Yeah."
pocket?
And she was like 4 years
No, I
old.
didn't.
So we need to call you Pancake.
So from then on, she calls them Alderman Pancakes. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, if you find a gun in a house or outside in someone else's house or on the ground, you do not touch it. Because you don't know if it has guts in there, don't know if it has anything in there. And you should not shoot it or not hold it.
So I got a question. What happens if you find a gun and there's no adults around?
Good question. If there's no adults around, you might hurt yourself. You might little kill yourself. You might.
But what will you do?
What would you do if there is an adult around and you see a gun? Because I know everybody has a cell phone. So what do you think if you're in the park with your friends and no adults are around? What do you think you should do?
You trust yourself not to touch the gun.
But what will you do?
You will call adults.
Or
Or
can you call 911?
yeah. Or you can call the police. It's good to call police because they can arrest the
Arrest you? You found the gun and you want them arrested.
Okay.
No, they can arrest the person who left the gun.
They can arrest the person who might use the gun.
Right, exactly.
And it's not good to let the robber go to run away. Cause they have to be arrested. If they say sorry, then you will be unarrested.
Unarrested. Okay, I didn't know that. Because like you said, if there is an adult around and then you pick the gun up, if the police are driving past, they don't know that you found the gun. They're going to think, what? What do you think they're going to think?
Well, they would not think that you didn't touch the gun or might. Well, I think they will. Well, might think you touched the gun or not.
Exactly, right. Because if they
But-
walk past, you got the gun. So guess what? If you got the gun, that means it's your gun and you're going to go to jail because it's your gun. So you said right to call the police and don't touch it.
But if it's your gun, you do not touch it again because you do not want to be arrested. But you have to tell the truth if it's your gun.
Well, or, if you touch it, your fingerprints on the gun. So even if you touch it and you tell the police, I don't know where the gun came from, and then once they get it, they're going to look at it for fingerprints. And guess who fingerprints are going to be on there? Your fingerprints going to be on there. So that was so smart of you not to touch it.
But I'm just saying that it is not good to touch either gun or a knife. Anything else that is really sharp and not for you to touch.
Alrighty, we appreciate that. So, with that being said, you guys heard moral of the story is do not touch the gun. And
Yeah.
we are running out of time, so I want to thank Can TV for
Oh,
giving
wait.
us the platform. We'll get you on next time. For giving us the platform to be able to expose Heavenly Sent people to you guys. Thank you, friend, and your daughter for coming on. I appreciate you guys. CL. I want to thank my mom and my son and grandma. They're at home watching. And last but not least, I want to thank God for just keeping us safe from all hurt, harm, and danger.
Yes.
Yes.
So until then, we will see you guys next week, same time. Heavenly Sent people. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Bye-bye.